There we go. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Masters of Esailing. This time, the 2024 edition, happening in 2025. We're a bit late to the party, but we're glad it's still happening tonight. And, I just have to manage something. There we go. Okay. And so with me tonight, I have a very famous e-sailer who, by some weird, I don't know, some weird reason, can't actually participate yet in this regatta. It's a crazy thing. Welcome, Van Pigeon, and good evening to you. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, Arthur. Yeah, the reason is I've never made it to a final yet, so that's why I can't participate. You've got to have been to a final to get into this, I think.
For sure, you deserve your spot here, and I think for everyone who watches e-sailing from time to time, I'm sure they will have met you on the water and have seen, no, this guy is not to be messed around with.
I'll have my days, yeah. But yeah.
Perfect. So yeah, we have a lovely day of racing ahead of us. 10 races and the medal race, and we'll get through those races as the regatta goes on. But in the meantime, we can already join the players for the first race, which is about to start. And so we see we don't have all the players in our lobby tonight, so a few of them couldn't make it, unfortunately. But from what I see right now, we have 22 players in the lobby, and let me just have a little look at the leaderboard. There it looks like we have 23 players registered, so still a very nice fleet. And really, we must take into account that these are really the 23 best players in the world. They've all managed to qualify for the E-Sailing World Championship finals, which means they've gone through an enormous load of races to get here. And hopefully tonight we'll see that level mirrored in the performances of these players. So there we go, race 1. Happening in 45 seconds. And as we will follow along on the water, we can see that quite a lot of boats are going for the committee boat for the start. And yeah, we can see here from top down, it's heavily favored.
Yes, it is quite a strong committee boat bias this race. And they're going to try and be the first to get to the left shift, I think, that is going to come down the course.
So there we go, off we are for the first race of this evening. Some early starters. We have Alexander Kowalski on the far right of our screen. And quite an even wind pattern as far as it looks right now.
Yeah, there's a bit of a split going on. It's a group going to the left and a group going to the right.
Yeah, exactly. So on the right hand side here, closest to us, we can see, and this is the risk they warned me about. So I do not have full control over the camera. That's very unfortunate for tonight.
Yes, the spectator mode is a bit tricky now. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll have to do with the options that we have. In any case, I should still be able to select other boats. There we go. So that's still possible. So we have some flexibility, but we'll have to keep a wide angle shot, I think, to get everyone in the image. So we can see here, definitely from top down, that it's a fairly even field, and that we have quite a lot of boats coming from the left-hand side of our course, with Hidde currently leading in first. But it looks like he might be pressurized by SGR88 right next to him. And then I believe that's FC Rich, who will get to the ley line first. There we go. Clean tag by FC Rich. SGR88, getting very close, and that's very close between those two. No contact yet.
She's done very well, Sarah.
Yeah.
Sweden there to get into second.
Yeah, Maradoni there going for the penalty, not losing too much time.
Yeah, best just to take the penalty and go in that situation.
Yeah, and a smart move there by Hidde, who tagged just below ley line and then made some small luffing maneuvers to get ahead. So he's running in first, SGR88 in second. Maradoni, despite the penalty, still in third. So good job there by him to avoid losing too much space. And then let's zoom out again. So here, the wind shadow, crucial part of the star race. Definitely on those downwinds, you can have a brilliant upwind, but if you don't plan your downwind course very well, it might all be over.
Yeah,
and we can see.
Yeah, you can get eaten up in the shadow.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what we can see here.
Yeah.
Around the back, we have Greek 9 finding his way through, and that's something that you can see quite often, and is that in the end everyone ends up on the same line, and that means that your mark rounding will become even more tricky. So let's have a look here. Hidde rounding in first.
Yeah, Hidde's going to win this race.
Yeah, so that looks like an easy rounding, and so do the rest of the top 7. Carlos there with an early tack, or no, that was Greek 9 with an early tack, getting penalized by Carlos Parejo. But I think you can see a clear pattern here at the front of the fleet, and that is that they all try to keep it safe and simple in this first race of the evening. There is no discard tonight, so it's really about consistency, and I think you sort of see that come back already. The players that are ahead, even though they might not be in first or second, they're happy with their spot in that top half of the fleet. And they just try to maintain that position as far as they can. We see some penalties being handed out in the back. KGR receiving a penalty from Harder. So yes, the Star has been a boat that has been sailed in the Esailing World Championship finals for all editions except for the 2024 one. So this year was the first year that the star was not used anymore. And our past winners include Asir, Bart Lambrix, Pepito, Hidde, and Mui Mui. So Hidde, that's a name that we recognize, currently leading the group as well. So it looks like this is really a boat that he quite likes, that he's quite familiar with. And apparently he really knows the secret tactic to just stay clear. And we could see that at the start as well, that he was the only one heading towards the pin end, keeping clear of everyone.
That's right, yeah, made a great start at the pin and just held it ever since. And his lead has got bigger and bigger while they all fight behind.
Yeah, exactly. Here we're looking at a very big fleet, very big pack with Chico, now Asir, and Rocco Guerra rounding the fourth mark, heading straight to the finish line. Now, then Maradoni, so he had some issues there with probably must have been on his second leg.
Yeah, it's very hard to be mid-fleet in the star. It's a bit of luck on where you get if you get the shadow or not.
Yeah, exactly.
On the downwind, you can gain or you can lose, but it's not always in your hands.
And here again, we see that wall of wind shadow being created. All boats that are ahead of it are being slowed down till they join in that one line, and then it's basically a drag race all the way onto the finish. But let's have a look at the front of the fleet, because it looks like we might still have a small battle here, unless they don't look like they're going to do much to one another. So just Kazuki just accepting that third place.
Yes.
So it's going to be Hidde in first, FC Rich finishing second, then Katsuki, then Greek 9. So still nice recovery from him after that penalty. Let's see where Carlos is. So there he is. Yeah, so a few spots behind Greek 9. So we have Greek 9, then it's going to be Lorenzo, followed by SGR 88, then Rocco Guerra, Carlos. Then comes Bart, Chico in 10th, Bart in 11th. And then we have some line here. And you see here that again, probably a little bit stronger breeze over on the right hand side caused the boats here closer to us to finish slightly ahead of the ones at the pin end. But there, it's a really small difference, I think, between finishing somewhere around 10th and then ending up almost last. Can really depend on lots of factors.
Yeah, it just depends on if you find a hole in the wind shadow or not, or if someone decides to cover you or somebody else. It can be frustrating.
So let's have a look. We're still waiting for the results to be entered for the first race. So we can go over them here. Hidden first, then FC Rich, Katsuki in third, Greek 9 fourth, Lorenzo in fifth. Let me show you the screen again. And the SGR 88 in sixth, Rocco Guerra 7th, Carlos Parejo in 8th, Tristan in 9, and Chico Primero in 10th position. That's our top 10. And if we have a little look at the switches, then I think that's a pretty clear graph that shows as soon as you sort of hit that first downwind leg and you have your position, not much changes anymore. So we still see some big drops here in that third leg, which is the downwind leg. So one of the very clear names here is Maradoni, who went from 7th all the way up to 2nd, and then dropped to 15th in that third leg.
Yes, he got eaten up by the fleet. Unfortunate, but
yeah, so that really shows that downwind leg, how much of a difference it can make. Just staying clear, or
the next race is now starting, so
all right, let's have a look at that one.
And then we got an extra player this time. Arthur Farley has joined. I think.
Oh, there we go.
I think we have started early. I think they said people could get a redress if they missed the first race.
Oh, okay, nice.
So that's good.
All right, there we go. Yeah, we're already on our way of starting. So 17 seconds, 15 seconds to go for race 2 of the evening, the J70. Again, a very crowded committee end. But that looks like a clear start from most of the fleet. You can really notice the difference between the controllability of the Star versus the J70. I feel like this boat, you can see the players, they have better handling. They know how to fine tune their speed just before the gun.
Yeah, it's much more nimble boat, this one.
Exactly, and it reflects as well in how long that line can be maintained after the start. We can see here very clearly. With Farley having a good start, I'd say. A bit similar position as what Hidde had in the previous race. But on the other hand, we're seeing a right-hand shift come in from our radar here. So let's have a look at.
Might be swinging left though. On the far left, he might be okay.
Yeah,
but
it's gonna be a good one. Indeed, here we can have quite a nice view from the top like this. So yeah. Currently still having a bit of a right-hand shift, but it's turning back quite fast. All right. This is interesting to see. Sometimes I am able to switch boats. Sometimes completely impossible. But again, Hidde doing a very good job here, taking advantage of the of Rocco Guerra attacking away from him. I think that's Asir who was pushing a little bit. Now let's look at this crossing. Very close duck by Hidde, but perfectly executed. And he has to do the same again for Tristan.
Oh.
And again, what an execution.
That was very well done by Hidde there.
Yeah, losing minimal distance to the top 2 runners. He's gonna have to watch out a little bit here for room at the mark. But still nicely rounding in 3rd place. So good approach by Hidde again. And So we can see Chico holding up the rest behind him a little bit, just trying to get enough room to hoist that spinnaker and have some clean wind. And we can see here the difference between Chico and Luca behind him, just big enough to, you know, have a bit of clean air and actually be in touch with that top three. And also nicely caught the gust. Yeah, it really looks like they are going to go into a fight here. Let's just try to zoom out here a bit. There we go. Chico not taking it up all the way to the end. Still playing it a bit safe.
They all just want to go fast at the moment, I think.
Yes, and the wind pattern on the left-hand shift, from what we can see, it looks like, I think that's Alex Kowalski who took a very good decision to split there, because he's getting very close to the front runners. It's still Rocco Guerra in first, but that's gonna be Alex Kowalski in second. And an important detail to notice, the first race of the Esailing World Championship Finals was in the J70, and guess who won that race? Was Alexander Kowalski. So it appears that he too knows how to sail the J70, which is not very surprising.
No, he's very good.
As the next world champion.
Yeah, strong ref shift.
Yeah, as we can see here in the back. I think that's, yes, Aquila Antilla. Taking advantage of that shift, and it seems to be a consistent one that will stay on the left, so for those who headed there,
they might get a short right shift.
Yeah, exactly.
When they get to the ley line on the right hand side, but there's another left coming straight after. So
yeah, and also that gust that's coming down from the left hand side is going to be quite interesting for them. As we're looking, Kalmus Lunka, yeah, getting a bit too close to FC Rich in front of him. Then at the top of our fleet, still Rocco Guerra in first. Alex Kowalski now in second, so he is getting really close. And I think he's going to have the option to attack here on the downwind, because the distance to Asir is quite big.
And Asir can have his hands full with
exactly, with Hidde
and Aquila behind.
Yes,
well.
look at until Aquila, the jump that she made from I think mid-fleet all the way to fifth.
Yes.
With that left-hand shift. Beautiful job there.
The shift's been kind to Rocco. He's escaped. I don't think Alex will be able to catch him now.
Yeah, exactly. That looked like a very big, maybe a very big wind shift or wind gust.
Yeah, he caught a gust just at the right time.
Yeah, I was just not looking at that moment, so I missed that part. But yeah, so far the downwind looks very straightforward. Head over to that ley line on the left-hand side of the course, and then time your jibe just right so you get clear wind. kind of avoid the battling and the constant jibing. They should be good. So there we are. Rocco in first, Alex in second, Tristan currently in third. Will he keep it? It might be close, but he's just gonna make it, and then it's gonna be a close one for fifth. Ooh, and that's gonna be quite difficult to tell between Stipe coach and Hidde. And actually, where did Stipe come from? That was also
he come from nowhere.
Name that I haven't seen. Yeah, the first part of the ranking. Farley seemed to have a bit of a trouble there. I think after his clear start, he hasn't really come back into the race. Probably got caught in some wind shadows. So let's have a look. So for top 10, Rocco, followed by Alex, Asir, Stipe coach, getting just ahead of Hidde. Then Antilaquila, Chico, FC Rich, Luca, and Velista 71 in 10th place. And here you can see it again. Yeah, Farley. So with a very good start, the best start of the fleet. But then if we look, he's dropping back all the way to... What place was that? Yeah, 13th, and then eventually finished 14th. So not the best, not his best race. And at the top, we can see very interesting here in 6th, Aquila, coming all the way from 12th actually in that second upwind leg. So gained 6 spots. And Stipe, was in 6th. So he was close to Hidde and Aquila actually. And just managed to make the jump.
I also had a message asking, is there supposed to be chat enabled on YouTube for the stream?
Oh, let me check that one. Could be that it's disabled for some reason.
Oh, and the next race is now starting.
Yeah, so let's head there in the meantime. And as for the reaction, it looks like I can't enable those.
Oh, okay. All
right.
Never mind.
So there we are. Third race is on.
You've still got the score screen up at the moment.
Oh. Let's go race 3.
Oh, score screen's come back on.
That's what's going on there. Okay, now it should be fine. There we go. So yeah, not much special after the start. Again, a very clear start, and a sort of synchronized tack by the entire fleet to go a bit more to the right hand side. Now all coming back towards the middle, and Asir, who was getting a start very close to the committee boat, stayed clear, stayed ahead, and looks now to be crossing the fleet on port, heading towards the ley line.
And Hydra's at the front again, the third place. I think he's been top 3 every race so far. Or 4, is it? Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, apologies. I was just trying to set the live chat, so normally that one should be enabled now. I don't know if anyone can confirm.
I'll check. If I refresh.
There we go. Yeah, chat's enabled. Perfect. Sorry guys for the delay. It's been a while from my side as well that I've been behind the streaming controls here as well. So and it looks like some new things have happened in the meantime. So there's definitely some catching up to do for me to get these camera angles looking a bit better than they are at the moment. So sorry for that. So yeah, very neutral second upwind leg. Not that much wind. Pressure seems pretty low. And the shifts are quite neutral as well. Now a small left one coming in might be handy for the middle of the fleet.
Yeah, I think to get the chat working, to people watching, I've got to restart their app or browser, whatever they're doing with the YouTube.
Yeah, to refresh the page, that might indeed be the solution. Yeah. Oh. Some very glitchy controls here on the camera. There we are. So yeah, we have the front leaders on the left hand side of the course. Asir, followed by Carlos in second, and then Rocco and Hidde in third and fourth. Again, very good race by those two.
Yes, they had a very good race last time as well.
Yeah, exactly. So they look to be the guys in good shape.
And Azir, actually, Azir was sharp end as well. So yes,
true, very true. And let's look at Farley. So Farley just finished in fifth, so he's also getting back from that bad start in previous race. I believe he's getting a redress for that first race because they started a little bit earlier. So let's have a look. We do have to speed up our post-race analysis a little bit. So for top 10, we have Tristan, Carlos, Rocco Hidde, Farley, Luca, Harder, Katsuki in 8th, then Maradoni and Velista 71 again in 10th place. And again here, this is where we normally see Farley appear a bit more, with the shortest distance sailed and largest number of wins of jibe. So really, he's picking the right sides and everything. But then you see that on the downwind, even for him, it's always difficult to find that clean bit of wind to have your own race.
Yes, that's right. It's one thing being the fastest route is probably the other boats get in your way.
Yeah, exactly. But you do see that it pays out with that fifth place.
That does over a series for sure. That's good for being consistent.
So yeah, the final results, they seem to have 2 races already. So Hidde leading ahead of Rocco, FC Rich in 3rd, and then Asir in 4th place at the moment. And we can see that the 4th race is already starting. So let's head there. And this one's in the offshore racer. I was actually expecting the Ilka, but seems like the format may have changed a little bit, or maybe they're just swapping some boats around. There we go. 30 seconds before the start. Now it's a bit more of a spread. We don't see that big group. Okay, there's still a big group at the committee end, but a bit more spread out towards the pin end with 10 seconds to go. You need a bit more space in these boats, and really getting that second line start is such a tricky thing to do. And that's what you see at the committee boat. So we can see here some guys in the back. I think that was yes, Khan Muslumka having a second line start. And it always depends a little bit on luck if you're able to get ahead. So here you can see the Katsuki tacked in front of him, also ran to the right hand side. So that gave Khan the option to still have some clean breeze. But if we compare with Alex Kowalski, who started in first line, then it's easy to see that Alex had a way easier route to that ley line.
Yeah, Alex is looking good. KGR might be able to leap out him, I'm not sure.
Yeah, that seems to be Aquila was just ahead. So yeah, very close here. And actually it's Khan that now looks to be in a very favorable position. So we can see him make some small lefts.
You can pinch up quite a lot on the offshore. So Alex is still looking quite good, actually.
Yeah, exactly. We can see him climbing here. I think everyone below Alex will have a very hard time, though, to get ahead there.
Yep, and there's going to be carnage at the mark.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, lots of penalties from the front runners. Even Alex rounding the mark in first, but with a penalty, immediately getting called by Carlos. And I think Jugend Opman is Roxy Joni, maybe? Could that be?
I think, yeah, must be.
Carlos. And where is Farley in the midst of all this? There he is. Ooh.
A little deep at the moment.
Yes, exactly. That does not look like the position that we're used to seeing him in.
And the wrong side for the pressure as well. I think, yes. But more free air, maybe.
Yeah, and at the front, not much has changed there. Also, Hidde and let's have a look at them. Ooh, yeah, same for Hidde. Not looking in a very good position here. Also having to avoid lots of boats on starboard. That's gonna cost him dearly.
So I think the left turn is more favourable.
Yeah, exactly. It's a very risky move by Hidde to go all the way to the end. Having to stay clear, taking the penalty on purpose. It's really just a guessing game if you're able to come out of that penalty, in my opinion. And he does come out, but being sandwiched between those two boats here. Oh, beautiful luffing game there against Yuzu. And he seems to actually love Luzu out, so beautiful maneuver there by Hidde. But I think he's still getting some wind shadow from Pildo. Yeah, this is really where you can see those top E-sailers, how they end up in the middle of the pack and then how they find their way through is very interesting to watch.
That's a very tough skill to learn.
And meanwhile, on the radar, we can see a little bit of a right-hand shift start to build up. So there again, it's a choice between, do you go for the clean air, or do you really try to head towards the direction of the next shift? It's a tough decision to make, because often it's impossible to tell in advance how much you will slow down by the wind shadows.
Yeah, and the offshore, though, especially downwind, you get some pressure. They get quite a big speed boost. A little bit extra pressure and they go a lot faster. So on this right-hand side on the downwind, they will probably start going quite a bit quicker.
Yeah, we can make a little comparison here. I think we can see this one is at KGR. Yeah, that's KGR, who headed towards the area with a bit less wind, less pressure. On the other hand, he does have the space to do whatever he wants, sail the clean lines a bit more. But still not completely free. Hidde decided to do the same thing, Yuzu as well. In the meantime, we have Carlos finishing in first, followed by Alex, Jugend Opman, and I believe that's Chico in fourth. And yeah, it looks like even with a bit less pressure, we're gonna have to look in the results, but it looks like KGR managed to at least maintain his position. I'm not fully sure, but it'll be interesting to see. Let's have a look. For the top 10, Carlos, Alex, Roxy, Joni, Chico, Harder, Kazuki, Luca in 7th, Aquila in 8th, Tristan, and then Khan in 10th. And here we try to look up. Yeah, it does show that KGR still lost a bit. Actually, he started losing after the first leg already. He was in 4th place. Then just lost spot by spot by spot. And still lost 2 places on the final leg.
Yeah, in Greek 9, he went to the right hand side of the pressure and gained 5 places on that last leg.
Yeah, exactly. And we can see as well, Hidde followed KGR, also lost two spots. So it does show U2 as well, lost 3 spots because of that decision. So yeah, it was worth going to the larger breeze, even though that meant having a bit more trouble finding a clear way through the fleet. And so there we see in the results, that's after race 3, so the 4th race has not been added yet. But Hidden first, Rocco Guerra in 2nd, Asir in 3rd. And then there's some gap already. That's quite significant after 3 races, 11 points. It's not large by any means in a regatta with no discards. It quickly be closed up. Yeah, here we can see already with the refresh.
Azir is winning. They hit a 2nd. Very close to the top 3.
Yeah, exactly. Top 3 are really gonna battle it out.
But the top 6 actually is close enough. Gap can close very quickly. One bad race and you can lose 20 points quite quickly.
Yeah, that's the thing. And indeed, if we look at the differences, okay, between 4th and 7th, that's 10 points. But then between 7th and 12th, that's 10 points again. So, one race can switch all those positions. Also interesting to see Alex K doing a 17, followed by 2, followed by 20, and another 2. So really a changing performance from him. But I think that really shows the effect of the level here. It's just incredibly difficult to perform well time and time again.
Yeah, the next race is now starting. Yeah, the level is so high. It's so easy to... you can come anywhere. Every player is really very good. The smallest mistake can cost you a lot.
Yeah, exactly. So let's hope for Asir that doesn't happen in this race. 10 seconds to go for the 5th race of the evening in the laser. And we are off with a... I thought that was a penalty start, but it turns out not to be one from Lorenzo, who went back, I think, got an OCS. That's why he got that penalty on poor tack. But a good start from Alex, that's for sure.
Maradoni is looking very good in this race. I know this is his favourite boat.
Yeah. For sure. Let me just have a look at the LK. Yeah, it is his favorite boat, and he told us that in some interviews in the past as well. But he's never managed to win a race in that boat on the World Championship finals.
Really? Wow.
So among the past winners, we have Ramon, Stipe Coach, Asir, Chico, Alex, Alberto Carraro, and Bart. But no Maradoni, so I think he has something to make up for. Yeah, and like you say, he really has a gap ahead of him.
Yeah, I think he's going to go all the way to the ley line now.
Yeah, it looks like he can just control the fleet. And the wind shifts at the moment look quite favorable for him as well.
Because I think it will start to shift right as he gets near the ley line.
Yeah, exactly. So perfect situation. You can just wait it out. And the only threat from the right-hand side, Hidde, and I think that is, FC Rich. They're still quite far away. And the shift isn't happening fast enough for them, so...
Yeah, the ley line's coming down to him, so...
Quite far for Hidde. Try to play it safe a little bit, possibly. Or maybe expecting another left-hand shift coming back. Maradoni not so safe, more on the aggressive side, really tacking on the ley line, trusting that the current wind shift.
Yeah, he's going to be fine, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Good decision by him.
He's going to escape on the downwind. He should be first now.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's going to catch him. A bit like the Star. If you're in the mid fleet, it's if you can find a patch of clear air or not on the downwind. But if you escape, your gap just gets bigger and bigger normally.
Yeah, exactly. And some people might call it a boring boat because of it. But the thing is, you still have to get in that spot, and even for us here in the commentator booth, we're like, oh yeah, we see Maradoni ahead of everyone at some point, but it's quite difficult to pinpoint how exactly he managed to get there, and that's what makes it so beautiful. You really have to analyze these races in the end and look at all the small details to see, okay, that was a decisive moment. And sometimes it's based on luck, sometimes it's just pure skill.
Yeah, I didn't quite catch his start, but it was pretty obvious from the first 20 meters he was in a really good spot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we immediately had a few names that popped up. Maradoni, Alex. And you can see how much that drags on. Once you have a good start, it really propels you and gives you a boost for the rest of the race, definitely in these boats.
And Hidde's back up at the front again. And Azir is quite deep.
Yeah, I'm just looking for Azir here. There he is. And that's indeed not a very nice position for him. Seems to be struggling to get some breeze. But the positions are evolving quite fast right now. So if a wind shift would come his way, he might be able to gain a few more spots. But it looks pretty neutral from the radar. Maybe a small shift that will still build up. Possibly from the left. We can see those the far right windsock starting to twist a little bit to the left, which might indicate the left-hand shift.
Yeah, there will be a left-hand shift from the more in the centre. Of course, not far left, but yeah.
No, exactly, and not a large one either. So very subtle. That's also something these guys are extremely good at. It's to just sniff those wind shifts before there's any trace on the radar. And now there's a right shift even arriving here. So yeah, that left hand shift turned around quite quickly into a right hand one.
Yeah, Alex might have gone a bit too far there. So I think it did okay. Although
Let's have a look from top down.
I think Kazuki might be ahead of him now, actually.
Yeah, we're gonna. Yeah, that looks indeed like Alex might have lost a few spots there. He definitely did. Question is, how big is that damage? Looks right now like 2, maybe 3 spots. Down to 6th, possibly 7th. Oh no, 6th. Yeah, so still 3 spots for 3 spots down for Alex. But I must admit, a very hard shift to call beforehand. It really came at the last point. I think in that situation, perhaps staying in the middle of the course.
Yeah.
And
but the left cone was showing a bit of right shift as well, you see. So you didn't want to go too far left, but you needed to tack in the middle of the course and get back to the right side.
Yeah, no, exactly. Be a bit more reactive to what's happening on the sides, and then choose based on that. And it's not like there was an area with more pressure either, so quite a nice playing field there. So Maradoni, well, with a clear victory, start to finish, no doubt about it. FC Reach in second, also very clean race actually after that first leg. Tried to stay clear of all kinds of trouble. And then unfortunate for Alex, who's gonna finish in 6th after Hide, Stipe Coach, and Kazuki.
Yeah, Stipes had a nice race as well, getting up to 4th.
And then here in the back, it's a little bit more tense. Lots of boats coming in. Let's look at Tristan. Can he still get some spots? Ooh, that's gonna be close. Maybe 1 or 2.
Yeah, he gets 8. Amazing recovery. He was 18 on the first downwind.
Let's straight go to the results here. Yeah, look at Tristan. He comes down from, what's that spot? 20th? Yes. I believe he comes from 20th at the last mark and then finishes 9th. So gains 11 spots in one leg. Beautiful recovery by him. And I still see some other jumps here. Lorenzo from 14 to 8. Also getting a nice jump up. SGR 88 from 21st till 15th. So it looks like lots of players had a nice opportunity to gain some spots, and some also lost quite a few. Look at Chico from 7 all the way to 14. So it was turned out to be quite an important last leg of the race. So let's see what that will give in the overall ranking. We're still waiting for the results to slowly come in. And meanwhile, we can already prepare ourselves for race number 6. We're already halfway into the regatta. Race number 6 is going to be in the Nacra 17 with an upwind start. So the Nacra is one of the few boats, along with the J70 and the 49er, that has been used in every World Championship final since the start in 2018. So that also means we have quite some ex-winners in this boat. We have Filippo, Luca, John Cardona, Creek 9, Bart, Farley and Azir, all having won a race in the past, with Farley being the most recent winner in the past Esailing World Championship Grand Final. So maybe we should keep an eye out on him for the start of this race.
Yeah, Farley is very strong in the Nacra.
And meanwhile, we have the results for the overall standings. So yeah, hit it back on in first, with Azir closely behind, only 2 points difference. Then Kensuke in third. Farley, however, in 21st, not even on the first page of the ranking. So he still has a big job to do. But let's go to the race and see what he can pull off in the Nacra 17. 50 seconds to go. Let's have a little look at the map. Bit more pressure on the right hand side from what we can see here.
But there is one left shift though. So the pin end might be the...
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly where we find Farley at the moment. 10 seconds to go. He's positioning himself quite nicely. Wow, beautiful. Ooh, that was a close one. Yeah, and an OCS.
Yeah, Farley was OCS, I think, and got back behind the line really quick.
He made a very nice move there to get out of his penalty just ahead of the guy behind him. Managing to get a nice spot for the line, but then accelerated just too early. And it looks from the radar that he's gonna have a lot of trouble with that left-hand shift. If that is really happening, let's have a look here.
Big left shift.
Yes.
Lorenzo's looking in the best position now.
Yes, Lorenzo and Azir.
Sorry, 42. Don't know who he is yet.
Yeah, 42. That's Lorenzo indeed. They got the shift, but it doesn't look like they really managed to pull away from the fleet. The line is still pretty much conserved, and I think as soon as those boats there start to tack on ley line,
we're very close together, but
yeah,
we'll see them probably tap below the ley line and then pinch up to try and force each other into mistakes. There you go.
Yeah, you can see. Yes, it's a very low tack, but it's so interesting to see how these guys handle it. Look at that luff from Lorenzo. What a beautiful move there by Lorenzo.
Header have done very well. Rolled over the top of him.
Yeah, played it a bit more safe, had a bit more room there to get to the first mark, but the way Lorenzo handled that, tacking right in front of Azir, beautiful execution. This is really why you should be watching Masters of Esailing. Yeah, not much happening on the downwind. Bit of jibes here and there, but quite tricky to follow. The mark's always hectic in these boats. And where is Farley? Ooh, all the way in the back, 20th place for Farley. So yeah, OCS in the Nacra 17. It's probably
It's
one
hard.
of the hardest boats. I think the faster the boat, the more difficult it gets to recover.
Yeah, the start is very, very important.
Yeah.
In the Nacra, especially in a fleet that's good.
Ooh, aggressive move there on Bart. But that does get him up into 16th, back towards the middle of the pack. Yeah, you can see that luffing technique. I think just to get out of that wind shadow from Rocco in front of him. But all in all, a very clean upwind leg from him. Nothing special. It's not always magic. Sometimes you just have to follow the lines and.
His ears going off on his own. I'm not sure that's the way to go.
That's well, there is some wind coming there. We can see it if we zoom out a bit more. But it is coming extremely late, and yeah, he's jibing again. He noticed it too, but that might be costly for him.
He's lost a few places, yeah.
Yeah, we can see here. I think that's Kazuki. Look how fast they're catching up to him. FC Rich, same thing. Ooh. That might be a big loss for Azir.
Yeah, he was third.
Yeah, he manages to jibe now. So he will still be able to minimize the damage, but still a few places lost. And in his battle with Hidde, that's quite important. Hidde getting first. Another first place for him. So he's really doing a good job this evening. So
yeah, it becomes in 7th today.
Yeah.
So that's going to change it at the top, I think.
Yeah, exactly. And Katsuki, third in the rankings, now finishing 4th, also getting a few points closer to Azir. I think maybe just jumping ahead of him.
Yeah. No, it'll be. I think,
yeah, there was a 5-point gap, so it's going to close down. It's going to close down to a 2-point gap.
But Hidde will be even further ahead now.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see here from the first leg onwards. Very clean. And same for Lorenzo, actually. Lorenzo started in, well, where do we see him? Here in 15th. So not the best start of the fleet. But very good first upwind leg. And then that beautiful maneuver at the top mark. Put him right into second now.
Yep, there's still another 4 races before the middle race to go, so a lot can change still for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
24 boat F50 race. It will be messy.
It will be messy, but it's a very good practice race, maybe even for the medal race, because we'll have the medal race as well in the F50.
Oh, yeah.
Meanwhile, still waiting for the results to be updated.
Yep, the next race is now about to start.
Yeah, we're ready to follow that race. Let's just give it a couple more seconds if we can catch the results. There we go. So yeah, it's Hidde in first with 30 points, and then Asir in second with 38. So 8-point difference already. Now let's quickly head to the start so we can show our results here.
With a small starting box.
So the current standings in the corner.
Oh, very good.
Let's have a look. 10 seconds to go. It's all about the timing. Who gets it right? 5 seconds. No OCS, that's a good thing already. And is that hidden? No, that's Bart Lambrix. First time we've seen him tonight.
I think Lorenzo is going to be first at the mark. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Nice start there from Lorenzo. Bart in second. And yes, it's the first time tonight I've seen him that far ahead in the race. So look here. Clear rounding there, not too many risks. Looks like a little right-hand shift coming down.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, people might like to play a little bit with that entry box.
Is he going to cross? No, he's going to cross. Okay.
Yeah, so Lorenzo is making the jump to head for that entry box. But you can see all the boats are already benefiting from that shift. So it won't really add a lot if you really go to that right hand side. But it still looks like a clear move from Lorenzo. Meanwhile, a little zoom on Asir here. Currently in 9th. And where is Hidde? Hidde here in the pack. A bit further back. 15th at the moment. So not his best race. And Katsuki in 22nd. 23rd even. So that's really not a good sign for him.
On the shift wasn't kind to Hidde. Isn't that? Yeah, it didn't lay, so.
Tristan making his way back up. Having the advantage here on Roxy Joni and Alex in front of him. Alex in seventh place right now in the standings, 58 points. So often in a good position, but sometimes having a little bit of a fallback with a bad result, and that's causing him to end up in 7th at the moment. Oh, there. Oh. very unfortunate penalty. A bit weird. Looked like he maybe misjudged the distance towards the distance between him and Nasir. And also a very interesting wind pattern. With that left-hand shift.
And Farley has made his way up in this race. All has come from nowhere.
Yeah, Farley taking perfect advantage of that wind shift. And if that carries on, he might even be very close to Nasir. There you go, just behind it. And with the next... Yeah, exactly, with the next tack. It depends if he has to do double tack or not. Yeah, Tristan getting just ahead of them. Beautiful move there. Very close. And now drag race to the finish. Tristan or Farley. The world champion versus the world champion of last year.
Oh, this is close.
This is going to be very close. It looks like it's going to be just Tristan.
Oh. Yeah. Tristan's just going to squeeze it.
And where is Hidde here in 11th? Not a good race for him. That's another 6 points that he's losing.
He made a good comeback. He was down at 20th at one point.
Yeah. But 6 points that he's losing on Nasir. So the gap is back to 2 points. That's important. And Carlos, who was in fourth place in the overall standings, now finished second. So he's also closing back. So suddenly we're back in a battle with 2-3 boats. Crazy how fast this regatta can evolve.
Yeah, one race can make a big difference. And of course you've got double points in the mid race, isn't it? That is, yes, double points.
Yeah, double points and also tiebreaker in case of any ties happening before. So let's see here, top 10. We have Lorenzo, then Carlos Parejo, Stipe Coach, Bart, Asir in 5th, Farley in 6th, then Luca, Harder, FC Rich, Alex, and Hidde in 11th place. And the stats really dominated by Lorenzo here. Quite obvious if you have a good start and you can dominate the race. Choose your own shifts.
That's right. If you're first in the F50, you usually have a nice race.
Yeah, definitely with those boundaries, they really mess up your normal race strategy. Then when you mix in a couple of extra boats, can get quite difficult. Yeah, we see here Carlos actually managed to gain another spot in the final leg. So in that final downwind leg, Bart lost 2 spots, so maybe he chose the wrong gate.
It's the final reach, isn't it?
I think F would be the
finish.
Yeah, good question.
I think that's in the reach. I think he
he might have gotten a penalty on that final mark or something.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Right, I'm quickly gonna show the overall standings. There we are. So after 7 races, it's Hidden first with 41 points, then Nasir at 43, Carlos with 47. Yeah, now we do have a big gap of 15 points opening up.
Yeah, a very big gap now. The
with
top three is nothing in
with
it.
Godzuki and then FC Rich, but again between fourth and let's say ninth place, that's only 9 points. It's not a lot.
It's not out of it, Kazuki and Rich. Even Rocco and Alex could still come back into it.
There we go. So back to the J70, back to the good old slow boats. Also never too bad. Oh. 5 seconds to go. Let's watch the line. And it looks to be a clear start from everyone. Almost everyone. Some penalties, but doesn't look like these penalties come from an OCS.
No, Hida gave Azir a starboard penalty when he tried to attack.
So they're really going for each other already. Yeah, we can see them there in the middle of the.
Azir tried to cross
in the middle of the pack.
Didn't quite have enough.
Yeah, I wonder if this is a coincidence that these two guys end up in the middle of the fleet here, side by side.
Probably not.
Also interesting from Tristan that he decides to tack here. He had a clean line.
But I think he's going to have to tack at some point. So
yeah, but of course, yeah. Now he made it a bit more difficult for him.
But sometimes if you wait and go when everyone else does, you end up in a worse position. So sometimes going early can pay dividends.
Yeah, if we compare to Hida, it does look like he can minimize the damage quite well. They both weren't on the first line, really. Yeah, now Asir tries to go for that ley line.
Yeah, I think he's saying a possible right shift coming a little later.
Yeah.
If you're on the right side of the course when it comes in.
True.
You haven't got so much to get to it.
Now there seems to be a very small left one, but that might be cancelled. Ooh, that's very close.
He almost got revenge on Hida.
Yeah, and Chico tried the exact same thing and just couldn't make it. Interesting to see though from Asir, we saw no love whatsoever. So a very clean play by Asir there.
But he might actually be better to leave Chico. But Chico might have been able to leave out Hida for him. If he'd have left him.
True.
Duck Chico.
Yeah, and we see now, and there they are, back together, Hida and Asir. But now it's Asir slightly ahead. Still very close though. And in front, Bart. Yeah, Bart seems to have found his groove again. He needed some time to warm up, but he's back in the race with a fourth place in the previous one. Now leading this J70 race. First, it looked like he was going to the side with less breeze, but eventually jied back. And here we try to keep our eyes a little bit on Hida and Asir. And actually, I've missed something because Carlos sneakily got in second place. And so his 4-point gap between Asir and a 6-point gap between Hida might suddenly be closed just because of that battle between the French and the Dutchman.
I think as it stands, Carlos will go in the lead.
I think you're right, and I think he might even have gotten first place. Looks like Bart has a.
Although Rich is bang in the right hand side, and I think there's a right shift coming.
Let's have a look at Rich. Where is he? There he is. It's a risky move from Rich. Not sure that one will pay out. The right-hand shift is coming, like you predicted.
He's caught them up, though.
Yeah, it's gonna be close. It's gonna be very close. He's not gonna make it, but he's gonna be very close to them. And that leaves some space in that final leg. Meanwhile, let's look at Tristan, an 8. Hit a 9. Yeah, hit a bit on the wrong side, a bit too much in the middle, missing out on that right-hand shift. You can see him now going towards the left-hand side, but he's a bit forced to go there at the moment. I don't know if the wind is going to turn back to his advantage soon enough. So yeah, he's losing a bit of distance to Tristan there. That means everything will be open again. Double penalty there to Roxy Joni. Ah, no, it was Tristan getting the penalty. And meanwhile, Carlos still on his way to finish, or first, maybe second, but at least in a very good spot. Alex Kowalski also in top 3. And FC Rich close back. So actually our guys in 5th and 7th position now are also not doing very bad. And of course, if you have a bad result from Asir and hit like the one we see now, it can really open the race again for the others. So yeah, Carlos in first, but finished second. Then Alex, Rich, and Lorenzo. Tristan's gonna finish in 8th, and that's just gonna be hit in 9th. So minimizing the damage.
I think that's Carlos in the lead now.
Yeah, looks like it. So we do have a lead change. And it's one that we didn't see coming. It was it's actually in the last 2 races that Carlos has been climbing back up after his 13th spot in race 5. Managed to climb back up and now leading the regatta. So there we are. And look what a close finish between those 3 boats. 4/10 and 8/10 of a second behind. Yeah, and you can see it's again very clean, a clean leg chart at the top of the fleet. It's quite noticeable how much you can see how it changes once you get towards the back of the fleet, where you constantly have to fight for clean wind. It's much more difficult to find your spot, while at the front, from this angle, it appears to be a nice and peaceful event. Not much going on.
Yeah, that's amazing, isn't it? Straight lines. Don't see that very often. Yeah.
Yeah, we see Farley here, really in the middle, not fully clean, not really getting caught in that lower half of the fleet, but also doesn't look like it's his evening.
No, well, I know he has issues with it. But I think some people who play on iPad have been having issues with their buttons of late, and I think
yeah,
it is one of those, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate as well. It would have been lovely to have him in the mix in that battle at the front of the fleet. We know how well he's capable of getting those consistent high results.
It's definitely. Well, he showed that when he won the World Championship a month ago.
Exactly. But that does mean that the regatta is boring. And here we have the results to prove it. Our top three separated by only 3 points, like you called it. Carlos in first with 48, followed by Hidde with 50 points and Nasir with 51 points, and then a gap of 18 points all the way to FC Rich and Alex K. So that certainly turns out to be quite a big gap. I don't know if it's going to be possible for FC Rich and Alex K to still battle for the podium, but you never know what happens to one of the 3 guys ahead.
If the top 3 have a bad race,
yeah, it can always happen.
They've all got to have a bad race, but then there's a middle race to come as well. So there's 2 races for it, but FC Rich and Alex have probably got to be in the top 3 for the rest of the races, if they stand a chance.
Yeah, exactly. I think we will see a little switch in their tactic, where now they will focus perhaps a bit more on that clean racing, staying out of trouble, even though that might mean you don't get those top results anymore. But we'll see. We'll see what happens in the next race number 9, that is. And they're already in the pre-start. Let's go. So 50 seconds to go for another Nacro 17 upwind start. It might be nice to follow someone else this race. Let's have a look at us here and see how he approaches that start. So 25 seconds to go. The wind seems to be coming pretty straight down. No big shifts. Line advantage is pretty even as well. Yeah, and he's trying to cross a bit of the fleet. Yeah, very good position. Very nice start by Tristan. And that's putting him not in first, but very close. It's Bart, actually, who had I think a port start, or he tacked pretty close out to the start. Got ahead. Bart again with a good race. Having a or at least a good start. We shouldn't call it a good race yet. Maybe still a bit too soon for that. And Hidde looks like he's having a really good start as well. Says 14th here on the screen, but he has a clear breeze. Seems to be heading into a...
And there's a right shifter coming, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah,
They'll be trying to get their right lane on.
Just trying to get the camera up. Where are we? There we are. I can't get a hold of our guys on the right hand side. That's a bit annoying. Let's look at it from this side then. So
can you try clicking on the names?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying, but they don't. Now they seem to be switching. There we go. So yeah, there we have hit it.
That hitter is back on form again.
Perfect.
He'll be able to luff up and
again.
Lanes.
Again, a beautiful ley line from his end. And
Carlos is up there as well.
Yeah, and Asir got stuck in a bit more traffic in the middle of the fleet. Got away without a penalty there, so that's good, but only in 10th spot, so that's important for him to get back ahead, because both Hidde, Carlos, those are the only two, are having a good race, first and third at the moment. Farley seems to be having a good race as well.
Yeah, he's found some clear air on the right hand side down here.
Yeah, no OCS, that's important. Always helps. Ooh. Unfortunate penalty. Yeah, by Sear there.
I think there's going to be a fairly big right shift coming.
Yeah. He's trying to get out of that wind shadow. He just can't make it. That might be a costly one, because he has to go now to the left-hand side for a bit. I think he might even keep going. But I have no idea if that wind's gonna turn left again.
Got a little more precious. But
true.
Yeah. I think it's okay, actually. Yeah, he's going to get a small left shift for a bit before it goes back right again.
Yeah. You're right. We can see. And at least it's neutral. Even if it's not a positive shift, neutral is also a big thing already. If you combine that with a bit more breeze, you can see how he manages to stick to that group in front, really mix in with them and claim his spot. Yeah, an 8. So not too bad. He manages to limit the damages a bit.
It's Carlos in third, though.
Yeah, it's
both
Carlos and Hidde are doing a very good job. They're gonna be on a tie heading into the 10th race. And FC Rich and Alex. FC Rich in 9th, Alex in 16th here. Yeah, they are, I think, closing the chances of getting in, getting on the podium. Of course, we never know what's to come, but we can, to some extent, I think, expect that there won't be any major changes at the front, with only one more race to go before the medal race. there we have it. Hidden first, KGR in second. KGR currently in the ranking in 19th place. So also for him, not his regatta. Definitely not. And if we look at the results that he sailed, 16, 20, 19, 12, 10, 8, 18, 17. It seems to be a really difficult evening or I assume morning for the people in Japan. Maybe that has something to do with it as well. Anyway, to continue.
That must be hard. Getting up at, well, I don't know what time it is there.
Yeah, Sam, we would have to ask him, but
hang on, what time is it take you? It's 7:25 in the morning now.
Yeah, so he must have gotten up at 6 o'clock, something like that. That's an early one if you need to have your focus really at your top level by the start of that first race. Again, look at those parallel lines. It's beautiful to see, really.
That just shows no one wants to fight too hard.
Yeah, exactly. They're all happy with where they are.
Top 5 position.
And it's only at the back where everyone's well, exactly the opposite. Yeah, a bit more battles going on there. Still some major jumps that I can see here. I see some. Who is that falling all the way from? Seems to SGR 88. Seems to be jumping from place 11 all the way to last spot. Quite remarkable jobs there.
Okay. The last race before the medal race now. Header and Carlos.
That should be it. Yeah, so they're on a tie. And then Asir 8 points behind. It's not much, but it's a difference. And as soon as one of those guys might be starting to control a bit, that could mean the difference already. And if not, it promises to be a very exciting medal race between Hide and Carlos. Because that would mean they basically have to a match race for the victory. Anyway, let's get straight into the race.
Yeah, 40 seconds to the start. Yeah, if they finish side by side in the next race, then yes, it will be a match race for the.
Yeah, exactly. I can show it here.
Only a few points behind, so.
True.
They can't afford to slow up too much.
Let's follow Hide here for the start in the laser. Middle of the line. And very clean.
Committee boat. As I Carlos nailed the committee boat and blocked off Azir as well.
And Azir seems to be, where is Azir?
He's out on the far right at the moment.
Ah, there he is, yeah. Yeah, not in that first line anymore, but still in clean wind. That's quite important too.
Yeah, well, Hida's going to have some work to do. He's got quite a few boats that are going to be in front of him when he gets to that lay line.
Yeah, I think this might be, again, an interesting an interesting upwind to follow from Hidde. Because this is a situation a lot of boats or a lot of people get into, is you have a good start, but you couldn't manage to differentiate yourself from the rest, you know? You're still kind of stuck in the group.
I think there's a right coming. Oh, I think I've got to be careful here because he might end up losing that to the guys on the far right when their quicker comes in. But from his point of view, he's ahead of Azir and Hidde, so it's looking good.
Yeah. Carlos.
Yeah, it's going to be a right shift, but I think it's going to go back left again before we get to the top of the course.
Yeah, depends if Carlos decides to take it early and tack back, or if he continues through.
A left shift coming again.
Yeah, now they're all tacking. And hit it.
But a right shift coming. The wind is complicated.
Getting stuck there, yeah. Very complicated. Hit having a bit of an issue getting some clean tracks. Now he seems to find something if he can stay ahead. Yeah. Luca attacking just in front of him. But apparently not close enough. And is that Bart? Yes, that's Bart again.
Bart hasn't played very much.
No, exactly, but that's the thing with those sailors. They need 6 races and then they're back on their usual level.
Bart is world class, isn't he? He's very good.
Ooh, that's a close one. That's a dangerous one from Hidde. Penalty by Alex.
And Farley's woken up as well.
Yeah. He might be playing a dangerous game there. Carlos not far ahead though. Didn't keep that advantage that he had after the start. So
no, it was I think he was caught in 2 minds whether to go left or right.
Yeah, now getting a penalty as well, and that allows Tristan to come back, allows Hidde to come back. And it looks like we have all our guys mixed up again. 1, 2, 3, right in front of us here on our screen. Sear going for the split. Really going aggressive for that clean air and then straight down. Just very soft attack on Lorenzo. Seems to just be
just trying to go fast, I think, and find that.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a wind.
And he seems to be clear of Carlos's wind shadow. And you saw Carlos jibed, or Carlos was ahead of him at the top mark. Just didn't jibe, went straight. Asir jibed and went straight for the wind gust, and look at the difference now. So no wind shadow whatsoever. That's all just the effect of that wind gust. So good move there by Asir. Now he's gonna try and get ahead. Ooh, that's gonna be different. Yeah, just not making it. Ooh, and that's a weird penalty for Lorenzo. But nice play by Asir. Let's see. That's rule 18. So
Azir broke the overlap.
Yeah.
That mark is.
Yeah, maybe just with the jibe and with the luff before rounding the mark, then he managed to break it.
You luff up, so he's a.
Yeah.
The other guy is behind you. If you take a straight line across your transom.
Yeah, well done there by Tristan. If that was a deliberate attempt, then that was definitely perfect execution.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And so in this way, Asir is really closing up everything again. Ahead of Carlos. And where is Hidde? Oh, Hidde is a little bit further back.
Yep.
In 11th.
So at the moment, Carlos is still in the lead for the regatta. But
Yeah.
Hidde has dropped off. Oh, where's Alex in that?
Yeah, Alex right now in 4th. And in the ranking in 5th place with 87 points. FC Rich in 4th with 78, but FC Rich in this race is only in 21st position. So for Alex, that might mean a 4th place in the overall standings.
For sure, it's going to come down to the top 3. But Carlos has got ahead of Esailing.
Ah. That must have been with the right-hand shift then. And Hidde is not that far away either. But in the medal race, we must not forget it's only 10 boats. So you don't have that many options to really build a big gap. You do have the double points, but still.
So maximum of 18-point shift.
Yeah. Yeah, and for Carlos, that means that he's going to maintain a nice lead over Tristan.
Yeah.
Came into this race with 8-point difference and going to build it up to at least 9, maybe 10 points. So that's five spots in the medal race.
On that, because if it's equal points, the medal race will count, won't it? As a
yeah, true.
So you could give away 4 places to Azir.
Yeah. Yeah, and on only 10 boats in total, that's already quite a gap. So if he can maybe control a bit on Azir at the start, depends on his tactic. He has a very good chance at the victory here.
He is still with a chance as well. Double point, so. But he'll have to do very well. And
exactly.
Then Carlos and Azir not have a good race.
So yeah, the advantage is gonna build to 9 points for Carlos ahead of Azir, and Hidde finishing in 11th. That's gonna be, let's see, that's gonna be 5 points ahead of Hidde for the final race. So it looks like Carlos will be the one to follow. And still, big congrats here to Bart with his first race win of the evening. Managed to do it in the 10th race, and he was in 13th position. But I think, yeah, a 13-point difference to 10th place. So I doubt he managed to get into the top 10. We'll see right now.
I think there's 1 or 2 redresses to come in at the
that's true as well.
Make any difference.
Yeah. But I think that for Bart, the redresses don't really play in his favor.
No, it won't. No,
because it looks like Luca might be getting one.
I think Stipe might be getting a redress as well.
Yeah.
For his DNS, I think he had a problem. I'm seeing in the chat.
So yeah, they're gonna give a 5-minute 5-minute break to check the results, and also apparently check the first Ilka race. So that was race 5, I think. Here on the ranking it says race 4, but they switched around the offshore and the Ilka race, and apparently there was some attempt at a penalty start. So they will look into that one. Hopefully report to us if anything illegal happened there. So yeah, we got a confirmation. Velista 71 got a penalty start in the Ilka, so he's getting a DSQ. But let's see, where was Velista 71 in the overall rankings? He was in.
He was in last place anyhow. It doesn't really matter.
Last place. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
But he had he's got 5 DNS.
Yeah, he stopped racing indeed after race 5.
After the Ilka. I think he realised it was a DSQ maybe.
Perhaps. So we're still waiting for some redresses from Luca, Farley, and Yuzu.
I think I did see it. I think he went for a port flying start, but took a penalty a little bit too early by mistake, I think. I don't think he was deliberately trying to do a pen start, but that's the risk you take when you do that.
Yeah, for the penalty starts in this regatta, they were quite clear. It was if you get a penalty, or if you get a penalty while you cross the start on port tack, you would only be penalized for doing a penalty start if you got that penalty before the gun.
Yeah, if you take it on 0, it won't be a penalty start.
Exactly. Otherwise, after the gun, it's just a normal start where you take a normal port starboard penalty. And then it also makes sense because you really have to slow down for the full 10 seconds.
Oh, I think Harding's joined the chat now as well. Or the voice.
Yes, is that the case? Hello.
Hello.
Christian.
So, how has the evening been for you boys?
Yeah, good. Thanks.
Yeah, very close racing.
Yeah, I've been following the stream a bit, and it seems like it's very exciting. Are we going into the final race now, right?
That's right, double point mid race. There are 11 points between first and third, so that's definitely any one of the top 3.
Yeah. It looks a bit like the world final we had in Stockholm early this winter, where we had 3 guys fighting the top, but there were 2 guys fighting a little bit too hard maybe, and there were two other guys who actually managed to sneak by. So it could be interesting, this one.
Yeah, it's quite a big gap down to I mean, it's possible for Rich to catch Azir, but Rich would pretty much have to win and Azir come last or second last, I think. because
Yeah, in any case, it's going to be one of the top 3 guys that will
definitely
finish first. So that's for sure, as the gap between first and fourth is too big, 23 points. And with a 5-point lead of Carlos, that means he needs to, or he can get 2 places behind Hidde.
Well, I've sorted out the redress of Maya. And Stipe is in the top 10. Farley has missed his 11th.
Yeah, so
Luca is now 6th.
Yeah, that's interesting for him. So he still has a battle with Alex K. It looks like FC Rich is a little bit in between. He has a gap with 5th, but also quite a big gap with the podium.
Yeah, he'd almost stay 4th, hasn't he? So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So how do you guys think the final race is going to be? It's going to be a little bit of a match race-ish thing about the top 3, or are you just going to go fast?
They've got to be careful, because if 2 of them match race, the other one can just take it. So it's...
Yeah, exactly. If I was Carlos, I think I would still pay attention where the other guys are. It's it's always important. You do have a lead. It's not worth just sailing as you would normally sail, because then you might make a wrong decision and your race might be over. So there's still some risk involved, and he has a bit of a buffer, but it's not large enough to really say I'm gonna fully focus on match racing.
Because if you have an opportunity to tackle them, maybe to make sure they stay behind you, but you got to go fast because you're trying to get in a fight.
Yeah, we must not forget it's a final in the F50, so the most important part of all is get that start right. Perhaps they have a very good start, and then there's no discussion either.
Yeah, and it's very hard to control another boat in a fleet of F50s as well. Because when it comes to crossing, it's difficult.
Yeah, it's probably more about positioning your boat relative to the other boats in the fleet, rather than really attacking a specific boat.
If it's a J70, it's different, but F50, it's a bit of a specialist boat.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the first rounding can be quite interesting, and also quite revealing how the result's going to be in the end, because that's usually where a lot of things happen in the F50 also.
Yes, try not to get a penalty at the first mark.
Exactly. How do you say, survival mode almost?
Yes.
Let's follow Carlos and see how he interprets that survival mode. 30 seconds to go.
So where his ear is normally pretty good though.
Yeah, hit a bit further back. Hidde seems to be hesitating a bit, but
Isaiah's got a penalty.
And so does Hidde, and so does Carlos.
Ooh, this opens up a window of opportunity. FC Rich is looking strong.
Yeah, for that first mark rounding, it's gonna be FC Rich, followed by Kazuki, then Lorenzo. And then here they are, the 3 candidates for the title of Master of Esailing 2024. They're all close together.
He made a small split. What do you guys think? Was it a wise decision to make the split, or he should have stayed with other guys?
Yeah,
I think at the moment he's just trying to go fast, but he's being blocked off.
Yeah, it looks like Asir is doing penalty on Hidde. Carlos is in a nice position, but what's the gap between Carlos and Asir is 9 points. So that's 3 places that you can get behind, or 4 places.
4 places, yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, right now, Asir is looking strong, even though he got a penalty there in the start.
Yeah, true. And it looks like Asir is still closing up to that top 3. So if he can catch another place there.
And also, Asir is coming into a bit stronger breeze right now. That's going to be nice for him. And also, maybe the shift is playing his way. Yeah, I would say.
For Hidde, it's another toss, though. Hidde is really, really, really in trouble here. I would say he's currently in last, probably.
And Asir is going around the mark. Let's see how we manage.
So Asir rounding in 4th. Carlos is rounding in 6th. That is 6th, right? Or 7th? 7. Yeah, 7.
3 places at the moment. It's still Carlos.
Yeah. It's still Carlos, but Asir has the opportunity there to get a spot. And I think he already has.
He has, yeah. I think he's going to pass Lorenzo.
Yeah. So Asir up to 3rd.
Close, super close.
Tight.
Very tight. Very tight indeed.
Yeah. Now there's a split between Lorenzo and Asir coming out here from this rounding.
Yeah. Yeah, Lorenzo is going to have a clean track to go straight ahead. Asir is going to have to do another tack. So in terms of making less tacks, it's the advantage for Lorenzo.
Does Lorenzo cross severe?
Oh, that's close. No, he doesn't.
Ooh, it's a duck.
So it's now we have to look. That means we have to look at Carlos. And where is Carlos? He's in a good space, though. It looks like he's... but that's never mind. That's Luca.
There's a right shift coming, I think. Lorenzo is ahead of us here now, I think.
Yeah, Asir's up going fast.
Bit difficult to keep the overview here. So we have the battle with Asir and Lorenzo.
I would say Asir is past Lorenzo. Asir is hunting FC Reach at the moment.
It is closing down again. It is closing down.
Lorenzo's on starboard, you say so.
Yeah. Oh, that's close. That's close.
Oh, tight.
Yeah. So Lorenzo seems to be making it. That means Asir is in 4th. And now where's Carlos? Still in 7th. That's still fine for him. He doesn't have to do anything. And it looks like Rocco is in trouble. Rocco's in trouble. Carlos is passing in 6th now. And that looks like it might be enough for him. And Asir knows this too. He's going full attack mode. He still has the chance. He can, if he slows down Carlos and he allows the rest to come back. Oh, that's a very smart, very dangerous play from Asir. Ooh,
it's
another penalty. Yeah, that's 2 spots, but he needs to be 3 spots behind.
And it's coming, maybe. Let's see.
No, that's all we got.
and they're just not gonna make it. And there we have it. Carlos finishing in 8th place, but taking the victory and becoming our 4th Master of E-Sailing.
Yeah, very aggressive at the end by Esailing. His team racing skills coming into play.
Very, very smart of him at that point to realize that was the only thing he could do to try to still win. But that means
very exciting finish.
Yeah, that means we have a new entry into the Masters of E-Sailing Hall of Fame after Drancardona in 2021, Asir in 2022, then Lorenzo in 2023, and now it's gonna be Carlos, also next world champion in 2024. There we have the final results of the evening.
So was this what you guys expected when the evening started, or any surprises at the moment?
Oh, I didn't expect Carlos to win, no. He lost to him. Very good. I mean, there's always a chance of it, but I expected that.
And yes. I would say we also have a quite interesting fight a bit further down, where you can see the top 2 females, SGR and Aquila Antila. And they were just divided by 1 single point.
Yeah.
So
that's very close.
Yeah, our hopes were up in the beginning of the evening with both SGR and Aquila Antila both having a good race, a 6th place finish in race 1 and 2. But then we saw them drop back a little bit more towards the end of the evening. I think you could say that some guys really had a bad night, while others got in the groove from the start, managed to get a nice balance.
Yeah, and that's what I say is really important, because everybody who is part of Masters E-Sailing are super skilled E-sailers, and you have to have your good day. You have to have a little flow, the little lucky day. Then you actually can make miracles. Otherwise, it's going to be tricky, because everybody's so good at this level.
And anyone can win it, can't they? Everyone is so good. It is very tough.
Exactly. I think a beautiful message to end the evening. Everyone can win Masters of E-Sailing, guys. Maybe it's your turn next year.
Yeah. That would be nice, but unlikely, I think. We'll see.
Anyone except me, I would say.
Oh, you never know.
It's never too late to start dreaming.
Yeah.
In any case, thank you very much, Christian, for joining us a bit later, and thank you very much, Von Pigeon, for being here with me tonight, helping us guide through this very exciting bit of racing. And hopefully we'll see you all, well, for sure next year, but perhaps a bit sooner for the next regatta. Good evening.